What happens when the journey you have chosen to take becomes difficult? What happens when failure happens day after day after day? What happens when everything you thought as true through your journey is challenged? What really happens when you get to that point where you feel like, it's as if the devil has put on a multi-bet on my goals. It feels as if every other decision that you've been making, you have been taking the wrong turn. Failure becomes so obvious to the point whereby you don't even expect anything good to happen. What really happens at that time? I am cognizant of the fact that despite of encouraging you to just start on the journey is not that smooth. The journey is not that perfect or a linear line. Sorry, I have a cold, but you have to do it. I'm a vapor. We've got to do this. The journey of life is found with a lot of challenges, insurmountable challenges each and every day. And the best part of it is those who conquer through the challenges end up to give a beautiful story at the end of the day. You know, I am wondering what will be the beauty of success if the process is so easy. What are you going to celebrate at the end of the day when you've won that deal or when you've got that goal that you've been wishing for? When you acquired those equipments that you always kept saying, I have to get this. Here you are. You already have opened your YouTube channel. You already have started your business. You've already started that relationship. I mean, all these goals you have already set for yourself. Yes, you're going to achieve them, but the process is the part of the story where you really need to focus yourself in. Because I do believe success is not just that one day event whereby I said I'm going to achieve X amount of money by the end of the month. Now I've gotten it by date 15. That is not just the success. Success is from day 1 to day 15. What did you do from the first time? I remember when we looked at just starting. I do believe starting is the most important part. But the next most important part of the journey is the process. Getting from point A to point B. Finding challenges, learning from those challenges, getting up after you have failed. Realizing that you're actually privileged through the pressure that you're going through. Pressure creates diamonds. This kind of pressure that maybe you're going through in life at the moment, you're almost asking yourself, is it really worth it that I'm going through this journey of entrepreneurship? Is it really worth it that I am having an 8 to 5 and after 5 I'm having my side hustles? Is it really worth it that I have to study hard to get that extra degree or extra certification or having that extra skill? Am I really doing the best, or I'll just resort to fate and say, the graph has already been drawn. I really don't have to work as hard. I think I'm just contented with where I am. But there's a difference between being contented and just being in a comfort zone, just being complacent. I mean, you just result into fate and say, it doesn't mean everything at all. I do believe that this journey, even with the amount of failures that you go through this journey, that's the beauty of the journey. Failure is in most cases looked as a negative thing, but I do believe that failure is part of the success. There's no way you're going to have a successful journey without failure. Failure builds up that tenacity, that courage of even rising up again and say, I learned this from this process. I learned that when you're hiring as an entrepreneur, you just don't hire from the blues. It is a process. These are failures that maybe you have gone through in your entrepreneurship journey. Maybe in your money journey, you realized, I really need to spend my money right. Basically, I have to make sure I live within my means. That is a failure. Learn from it and go. You see, when they say, when you grow through something, you have to go through it. There's no way the plant can grow from the sand if it can't go through the sand and grows. That situation that you're going through, that kind of failure, that season that you feel as if it is failure after failure, setback after setback that you're going through, there is a reason. There is a reason as to why you are at that point. And I think the minute we take a moment and say, I do believe life has a purpose why I am through this season, you really appreciate every season of life. You come to terms with the fact that even through this, there is something that I can learn. Even through this, there is something that I can appreciate. Even through this, there is something important that is about to happen, that is about to change my story, that is about to make me better. Don't be bitter by your situation. Believe you me, you are going through this season for a reason and for a purpose. You have everything that it takes to go through this journey. And since you have the tenacity of going through all those challenges, immediately you get to your goal, you start disrupting yourself. Start challenging yourself. And it's not about keeping on and keeping up with the Joneses. As in, I just want to achieve what Nani did. I want to do it as done. I want to do it as my neighbor. Not really. Doing it as you love it, as you feel is in your purpose, as it is yours. Failure is not a setback. Failure is so important as that day you're going to achieve your goal. You are great. And don't let this season define that you are not, or tell you that you are not. Let no one tell you that you're actually not great. You are great. You have been destined for greatness. And through it all, you are going to achieve greatness. Till next time, enjoy the season. And there's a reason for every season. Peace.